This is a rapid summary of Hooked, How to Build Habit-Forming Products by Nir Eyal. This book provides a framework for product managers, designers, and entrepreneurs to build better products by understanding the psychology behind user habits. It's not about manipulation, but about creating products that users genuinely want to use again and again. There are 4 main points to this book which make up the hook model. First, the trigger. Second, the action. Third, the variable reward. And fourth, the investment. Let's explore these steps in more detail. The first step is the trigger, which is the cue to action. There are 2 types of triggers, external and internal. External triggers are things we see and hear in our environment, like a notification on your phone, an email, or an advertisement. These get the user to the product the first few times. The ultimate goal, however, is to connect your product to an internal trigger. Internal triggers are the emotions, routines, or situations that cause a user to act without external prompting. For example, the feeling of boredom might trigger you to open YouTube, or a feeling of loneliness might trigger you to open Facebook. A truly hooked product attaches itself to an internal trigger. The second step is the action. This is the simplest behavior a user can take in anticipation of a reward. For a habit to form, the action must be easier than thinking about it. Think of the simplicity of scrolling through a feed on Instagram or searching on Google. Eyal emphasizes that for any behavior to occur, there must be sufficient motivation, ability, and a trigger present. To increase the likelihood of an action, product designers should focus on making the action as effortless as possible. The third step is the variable reward, which is the core of the model. After taking an action, the user is rewarded, but crucially, the reward must be variable or unpredictable. This variability is what creates craving and keeps users coming back, much like a slot machine. Eyal identifies 3 types of variable rewards. First, rewards of the tribe, which are social rewards like likes, comments, and community acceptance. Second, rewards of the hunt, which involve the search for resources or information, like scrolling a news feed for an interesting story. And third, rewards of the self, which are about personal gratification and mastery, like clearing your inbox or leveling up in a game. The final step is the investment. This is where the user puts something into the product, like time, data, effort, or social capital. This does 2 things. It makes the product more valuable to the user over time, and it loads the next trigger. For example, when you add friends on a social network, build a library of songs on Spotify, or gain followers on Twitter, you are investing in the platform. This investment makes you more likely to return in the future. In summary, the hook model explains how to create a cycle of unprompted user engagement. By moving users through the loop of trigger, action, variable reward, and investment, companies can build products that become ingrained in their users' daily lives. Eyal stresses that this power should be used ethically to help users solve real problems and improve their lives. For related reading, consider first The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, which explores the science of habit formation on a broader scale. Second, Indistractable, also by Nir Eyal, which teaches you how to control your attention and break the very habits this book teaches you to build. And third, Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman, for a deeper dive into the cognitive biases that drive our decisions.